The final day of the Cornhill Test match at Old Trafford. Welcome to the highlights. A day that didn't begin all that brightly. There's a heavy cloud cover and some rain at the Old Trafford ground early in the morning, but play was able to get away on time. This is the way it was at the start. 290 for 4. Not out batsman Robin Smith 49, and it would have been Morris had he been able to come out with Smith, but he had to retire hurt at his overnight score of 15. That was very sad for him. He would have been looking forward to quite an interesting innings this morning to push his claims for the Australian tour. But he was struck that fierce blow by Robin Smith yesterday when he was the non-striker, had to have treatment on the field, and Jack Russell took his place this morning. The match situation as we start the final day, England led by 377 runs. Now, there was no declaration by Graham Gooch this morning. He decided he would put the match completely beyond India's reach. That's the way Smith and Russell were thinking as they went out. And we join play now with the first ball. Kapil Dev is the bowler, and he's coming into bowl to Robin Smith.
That's Robin Smith's half-century. He's enjoying himself in this series. He's got 200s and a half-century.
It was, you could say, almost a typical Jack Russell stroke. .407. Well, that's an interesting psychological ploy. Graham Gooch has made the declaration. England lead by 407 runs. And the psychological part of it is that India once made 406 to win in the fourth innings. That's the most ever made. And now they have to break that record if they intend going for a victory. And that certainly is a mammoth task facing the Indians at that declaration of 320 for 4. That's a good innings again by Smith, 61 to follow on the century of the first innings. And Russell, his usual rather frustrating self for the bowlers, 16 not out. The bowling figures, Kapil Dev, 22 overs, 4 maidens, 2 for 69. Prabhakar, 18 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 80. And they were the two used out there today. The three spinners, Ivani, Kumble and Shastri, didn't get a Guernsey. So that's the way it was, with India needing 408 runs to win. The opening batsmen were Shastri and Sidhu. We join play now with the first ball. Shastri is taking strike, and Devon Malcolm is the bowler.
Well, that's the sort of shot that I don't think it'll do much for the Indian dressing room. Looking to save a game.
A casual walking shot of the first ball.
And there's the England 12th man. He's appealing for the catch and got him. What a start. Chris Adams. First ball from Fraser, bat pad from Sidhu. Adams takes the catch, and a good catch it was. It'll only go in the book as caught sub-bowled Fraser. But what a moment for that young man to remember.
Yes, it was a good catch, and I believe that he just stand at least a half a yard, maybe a yard closer at short leg than what John Morris has been standing. And I think maybe John Morris wouldn't have been able to make that. Went up quite a long way, but look at the ground he had to make. He caught that in a line wicket to wicket. That was a good catch.
Manjrekar now, the Indian number 3, coming in virtually as an opener.
That's a glorious stroke from Manjrekar. Half volley from Devon Malcolm, and really just a flash of the blade there through the offside. Beautiful looking stroke.
What I like about him, Raymond, he's so compact, really. And even though he's letting the bat flow out there, he's right behind it and angles the bat. It's a good solid stroke. There's a great deal of solidity in the stroke play of Manjrekar. Very reliable play. There's another one. He watched it so carefully. Lovely wristy stroke to the covers.
Now the first one a half volley, this just short of a length, but dispatched in exactly the same place, and really elegant, beautiful stroke there. Lovely position, the head's absolutely still. Only a little man, but he gets right up there off the ground to play the shot.
Another lovely shot. Beautifully timed. You could just hear the crack of the ball on the bat and the bat on the ball.
Well, I did say it's a good time to bat. Attacking fields, so if you get bat and ball, you'll get full value for anything you play, and this was another glorious stroke. Not quite a half volley that occasion, but just leaning onto it and turning the wrists at the moment of impact, and away it goes through mid-wicket. Beautifully timed.
Oh, it's all over for Ravi Shastri. And one has to say, an optimistic stroke, minus the footwork. Just a waft of the bat on or about off stump, and over they go.
And this is what happens sometimes when a single is not taken. The batsman seems to feel the pressure. Yes, here he is, nowhere in position. The left foot is still there, and there is the glare at Sanjay Manjrekar for having refused the single of the earlier delivery.
And the incoming batsman is Dilip Vengsarkar.
No need to run there. And 50 up now for India for the loss of 2 wickets. It's good stroke from Manjrekar. It'll be 4. That's a nice stroke too. Kept it down very well.
Malcolm really bashing that one in, trying to get some extra bounce. Vengsarkar playing that very well, right into his toes, on top of it, controlling it with the right hand and knocking that ball down square on the offside. Good stroke there.
Out of the reach of the man at fourth slip, Gower. 4 runs.
Well, short and wide, and Vengsarkar slashed at it, and it went in the air. It went very, very quickly, and comfortably wide of Gower there.
It's a lovely shot. Manjrekar is a cultured player. He's an attractive player, but also Sunil a solid player.
Yes, technically, Sanjay is probably the best in the Indian team now, and really, it looks as if he's got such a straight bat to everything that is delivered to him.
And he's gone for the shot and got it this time. This is the frustration for an off-spinner. If he pitches just the slightest bit short, the pace is so slow that it's giving a batsman a free shot. There's 100 up for India. And Manjrekar's 50. There's an appeal for that, and he's given in, and he's walking. Manjrekar getting in front of his pad. Hemmings has got the catch of the wicket, and now India really in trouble. 109 for 3. Applause for Manjrekar. Just out a minute or so ago. Disappointed though, because the job he wanted to do for his side has only been half done. And this is how he went.
This one was a more flighted delivery, and Manjrekar got his bat in front of the pad and edged it on to his front pad for a simple catch to forward shot.
What a day for Chris Adams. He's done 12th man since Saturday and been on the field for a couple of hours, and he's picked up 2 catches. That was straightforward. And the new batsman now, Mohammad Azharuddin. And if ever a captain's innings was needed, Sunil, this must be it.
He's already played 2 captain's innings, Mohammad Azharuddin. But every time he comes into bat, the side expects that he produces another one.
Bowled him, left it alone. Complete misjudgment on the part of Vengsarkar. Out he goes, and now India really rocking, 109 for 4. What a breakthrough by Lewis.
Lewis went away from the stumps, wider this time, and pitched the ball in, and Vengsarkar misjudged it completely. The ball came back in sharply, all right, but it still was a grave error on Vengsarkar's part.
Well, young Sachin Tendulkar has really come into a really white-hot situation. At least 60 overs still to go in this match. 2 batsmen on naught. The top 4 have gone.
That's his shot. You just can't bowl anywhere near leg stump to Azharuddin.
Yes, he makes magnificent use of the wrists. Just want to get the ball onto the bat, and then he can just help it on its way. Real wristy player.
That was over-pitched and beautifully played by Tendulkar. Lovely way in which he just opened the face of the bat and swung it straight through. And of course, there's so many close fielders that if you hit a gap, then it will be 4. And that's out. Hemmings gets the bounce. It leaps up to Lewis at back at short leg, and the 5th wicket is gone.
You're saying Hemmings had to keep probing away. That's perfect line and length. Just outside that off stump. A little bit of turn, but more than anything, the bounce. That just catching the shoulder of the bat or the bottom glove. And a nice little catch there for Lewis round the corner. Yeah, and probably just catching that bottom hand.
In the first innings, it was Prabhakar who came in, but this is Kapil Dev. Oh, he's dropped him. Well, he almost signalled that. He came down the pitch and no great backlift, no great follow through. He just hit it straight back to Hemmings.
Yes, it was a reasonably comfortable catch. You're very disappointed if you drop those off your own bowling. Came at a nice height, didn't have to bend down for it, just to his right-hand side.
Ground from Hemmings, and 4 runs from Kapil. Oh, terrible shot. Bowled him, flighted well up, and my word, Kapil Dev will have a very silent dressing room to go back into after that. Trying to save a test match. You've got within 20 minutes of tea. He's 6th man out at 183 for 6.
But Kapil Dev certainly won't be happy with that. But, as I said, if you pitch it up onto the off stump, it'll give you a chance. Got over the top of it, trying to open the face and get through that gap on the offside.
The batsman, Manoj Prabhakar. Well, tea or no tea. There's only 2 balls left when he played that shot.
And this is, of course, why you always have a chance with the inners. They're always looking to play shots.
Before, there's no fine leg, and there's no third man either. And 4 more.
Once again, the vacant third man position, and Tendulkar now gets 4 on this side, just to show that he can get runs on either side of the wicket. 1 short of his second half century of the match.
And that's a half century for Tendulkar. Lovely stroke, forcing away through cover. Takes him on to 53. That's 2 half centuries in the one match for this young fella. A great performance in the way this game has gone. Four more. Bruce has been a bit down the leg side, but he's also been short for much of the time.
Again, another fine shot. Moved into line. It was more than a push, but it wasn't a full-blooded square cut. That's his 8th boundary. 50 minutes this pair have hung on since tea. England now badly needing a wicket. Can Fraser do it? Oh, and there again they're going for these singles.
Well, the one man in the England side not to take a quick single to is probably Chris Lewis. Like lightning. I say the batsman on the back foot's a bit slow in getting off the far. Beautiful pick-up throw. Well, my direct hit might just have done him again there. Certainly not worth the risk from India's point of view at this stage of the game.
Oh, dropped him. Dropped him. Just one hand offered at that. Now, is that the test match or is it not?
Well, we made this point about the slips being close together. So there's no way that the ball should go through without somebody getting 2 hands to it. And Gooch is going really left-handed, and that would have been fortunate to catch it. But, well, that was a reasonable chance at slip. I still believe that first slip should have been going well for that, with 2 hands to his right.
I think that's right. Well, there's the clock. The last 20 overs have been called by umpire Hampshire.
Four runs. Hemmings dragging this down a little wider off stump and short. That was the main thing.
Short and outside the off stump, and Prabhakar cuts it away for 4.
That'll do. Way, way over slip. And again, the ball flies away for 4 runs. Now, no bowler enjoys this. Although he's asked to attack, Angus Fraser really would hate to give away runs. He's given away no balls. And this flies away for 4.
So everybody must be counting the overs left, deliveries left. And Tendulkar out there, besides counting that, would be also counting the runs left for his 100. Both these batsmen have done a very, very fine job for the team. What a lovely shot there. He's played it with Such a straight bat, this shot. Beautifully positioned and with a very straight bat.
Tendulkar's on 97. Now he's on 98. But it's rather an unusual way to move to being 2 away from your 100. Almost a Doug Walters shot.
Yes, I can remember Doug Walters getting out once or twice with the periscope shot. Sitting in the back of the bat and glancing it down to fine leg.
There's definitely a chance of 3 there, even though it is Chris Lewis chasing. And 50 up for Prabhakar. That's a very good innings. A very good innings indeed, because when he came in, there was an excellent chance for England to force a win. And this splendid partnership now has pushed England almost out of the reckoning. 50 from 107 balls, 5 boundaries and just over 2 hours. Now, Tendulkar on 98. And there it is. Test match 100 for Tendulkar. Aged 17 years and 112 days. One of the youngest ever to hit a Test match 100. An innings of temperament, skill and delightful stroke play. .300 comes up. It's a beautiful shot. That's as good as any stroke he's played in this innings. 150 stand.
Yes, they're really getting a lovely position to play that, and lovely high follow through. The left elbow there, high in the air, and that's what it should be when you play off the back foot. That was just perfectly timed, was that?
He's given that some terrific power. Got some lovely shots through there in the whole of this innings.
You really can't see England breaking through to take these last 4 wickets.
And in fact, with just 2 more runs added to that total to take it up to 343 for 6, England called it a day. The players walked off the field with congratulations all round for Tendulkar and Prabhakar. 119 and 67 respectively. They took the score from 183 to 343 for 6. A terrific performance. The bowling figures for England, they worked very hard, but they were let down in the field, those 2 vital chances going to ground. Malcolm 1 for 59, Fraser 1 for 81, Hemmings 3 for 75, Atherton none for 22, and Lewis 1 for 86. Now this is the way the match finished. It was a very good game of cricket. There wasn't much pace in the pitch, there wasn't much bounce, but still we almost got a result, and we saw some marvellous play from the batsmen of both sides. England 519 and 320 for 4, India 432 and 343 for 6, with Tendulkar a wonderful all-round performance, 68 in the first innings and 119 not out in the second, saving India. Man of the match adjudicator was David Lloyd, the former Lancashire captain and England opening batsman. He nominated Sachin Tendulkar, and no wonder, a wonderful performance from him. The youngest player ever to make 100 in Test cricket was Mushtaq, 101 against India way back in 1960-61, 17 years and 82 days. And Tendulkar today, 17 years and 112 days. What a marvellous thing to be 17 years of age and already to have established such a record. He's a very fine young player, one of the best performances I've seen in Test cricket he turned in this game here against England at Old Trafford.